guys, I'm just get straight to the point. Have you guys ever have someone that nitpick with you and pull at you and say things to you and do little slick things to you when nobody see it, and then make it seem as if you was a problem and act like you was a problem after, and not until after you blow up and get sick of the situation happening, or just tired of being picked on and you just lose it, and then you the bad person. Have you ever been in that situation before? Yeah, I know a lot of people have, because it's a lot of things that happens like that in life where people just walk around and think they're gonna intimidate somebody because they have authority over them and make somebody feel some type of way, and do little slick things behind your back, or where nobody else can't see it, say little slick things, do little slick stuff that they know that's gonna bother you, and not until you done had enough, and then you just can't take it anymore, and you flip out, and then you become the bad guy. You become the worst one. You become the person that started the problem. You become the person that needs to simmer down. But ain't nobody said nothing all these times when this person was nitpicking. And even if you went and told someone, they laughed as if it wasn't, as if it was funny. Like, that's just how they are. Right there. Stay right there. That's just how they are. Stay away from them people, because anybody's walking around saying that's just how they are, they a problem along with the people that's causing the problem as well, because they allowing them people to behave a certain way and still pat them on the back. But the people that's going through hell and hot water, they become the problem. They become the person that's with the outbursts and things like that. Yeah, because people get tired of people picking on them. People get tired of people bothering them at these jobs where these supervisors just keep nitpicking with you because they don't like you. There's no reason to fire someone. I know Tennessee is at will state, but there's no reason to fire someone because you don't like them. It should be you get fired for not performing at your highest, for not doing your job, for not doing your job accurately. You should get fired for those things. You shouldn't get fired for because I just feel like I don't like you, because there's a lot of people that just feel like they don't like people just because of who they are, and what they stand for, and how they carry themselves, and their thought process, and all those things like that. There's a lot of other reasons that people just don't like someone. Someone can see you coming and just feel like they don't like you for no reason, and you ain't never met this person in your life. So you intimidate people. You make people feel like they have one up on you. They need one up on you. You make people feel like you in a race, or they in a race with you or whatever, and you ain't even racing with these people. You don't care about these people. You're not worried about what these people got going. You're just trying to be a better person in your own life, and people just won't let you be great. But them ones that say that's just how they are. I remember a situation with me. I was at work working on a doctor, and she wasn't fond of me. She wasn't fond of me at all. I was working on like 6 or 7 different doctors that day, and she was not fond of me at all. And she just used to like the speculum or something. If I get her the speculum for the pap for the women, or whatever the case may be, and she snatched it out of my hand, and then she'd be like, put some more jelly on here, or whatever the case may be, or whatever. Not saying like, can I have some more jelly, because this is the way you're going to talk to me in order for us to be on the same page. You got to talk to me with respect, because I'm going to respect you. So I demand my respect, and that's that on that. So she just was like, when she addressed me, she used to be like, hey, you such and such and such, speaking about the patient. And one time I was like, okay, maybe, okay. She did it again. And again, I said, okay, I'm not going to have that. And then that's the third time when she tried it, I was like, totally ignored her. It might have been, people might say that's insubordinate. No, I ignored you because you going to speak to me and talk to me like I'm somebody until you get my name right. Then she turned around to somebody else and said, what is her name? And somebody said Kosha. When they said my name, I looked up as if okay. She was like, Kosha. Yes, like, you got to teach people how to treat you. However, she just was being nasty to me. She realized quickly. She thought I was a pushover because the way I am, but she realized quickly I'm not fit to be played with. I don't play those type of games. You gonna respect me regardless of you. If you don't respect nobody else in here, if they don't demand their respect, you're gonna respect me. I don't care if I am working under you. You're gonna respect me. I'm not beneath you. I work under you. Okay. So she just kept doing little nasty stuff. She snatched that speculum. The last part, when she snatched that speculum, I just was like, I finished the patient. I walked out of the room. Nobody never knew I was upset or anything, because I didn't give her what she wanted, but I let her know. Well, I went to my supervisor, let him know, like, such and such and such constant, feeling, making me feel some type of way, snatching things out of my hand, calling me hey as if I was a horse, as if she never knew me, or whatever the case may be, saying loose things to me, yelling at me, raising her voice at me as if we wasn't in professional settings, or whatever the case may be. And then they was like, yeah, so that's just how she is. And I was like, oh no. I said, well, so what if I was been just like she was, snatching things out of my hand and saying things to me or whatever, and snatching things out of my hand? What if that caused me to react towards her and smack the shit out of her? And you just say, oh, everybody around me just say, oh, that's just how Coach she is. Just like, you can't just say anything to her, she'll smack you. What if I was just like that? But no, you're not gonna tell me somebody's just like that and make me feel like it's okay for them to mistreat me. You're not gonna make me feel like I'm dumbed down and ignorant because whether you CEO or working right, side by side with me, co-worker, you're gonna respect me because that's who I am. I demand my respect, and a lot of people push me away from situations and gatherings and things like that because you just can't say or do anything to me. I've been like this since I was a little girl. People always tell me, hush, you're gonna get in trouble, you're gonna get us in trouble, no. When I worked my ass off at work, I went to the office and asked them, like, look, I done made you over such and such thousands of dollars, and I know for a fact I have. Can I get a raise? Is there gonna be any raise anytime soon? I go and I ask for the things that I want, and people think that's too bold. People think that, oh, you just can't do that. If you feel like you can put in the work, it's okay to ask for what you want. It's okay to ask for a raise. It's okay to go to your supervisor and allow your supervisor to know this, that, and the other. It's okay to speak up in meetings, like a lot of meetings I've been in. They be talking, supervisors talking or whatever, and they say something. I'm like, they say something, and we in a meeting. I'm like, I got my hand up. What I need to say? I want to make sure that I understood you clearly. If this, that, and the other, I want to, make sure. I want to ask questions that nobody else around you asking, but those same people need the same answer that I'm asking for. That's the type of things that goes on in my life. And people tell me, simmer down. No, I'm not bored up. I'm just who I am. And people don't like that. And in the same sense, I said all that to say this. In the same situations my daughter's is facing in her life, same exact situations, because I know how my daughter is because I raised her. I know her personality because I raised her. I know, what she's capable of doing because I raised her. Although, kids tend to do other things outside of things they'll do while you're around. But for the most part, I raised my daughter, and her characteristics tell me that I raised her. So she get the same ass end of the stick as I do, like going to work. She work her butt off, but she get mistreated and talked about and pointed at because she's not within the in crowd. Everything don't excite her. Everything don't get her routed. Everything don't, she's not trying to fit in with the other people. She know when you got a grown grown woman that's acting like a child. She know that too because the comments she say, why she want to be a child so bad, why she don't behave like this, and this. And I know then that I raised her because why you behaving like a child? Why are you bothering this child? Then when you leave your kids with someone, you expect them to be adults. You expect them to do what they supposed to do. If you leave your 16-year-old, 17-year-old at a job for 8 hours a day, or whatever the case may be, 5 hours, being that school is back in, and you expect your child to be supervised by somebody with some maturity about themselves, right? Yeah, me too. And when you get situations and phone calls about things that's transpiring in your child's life or at school or whatever the case may be, when they're surrounded by people that's supposed to be of a higher vibration than they are, because they still learning, and it don't quite work like that, because you know these older adults that we think we leaving our children with, they just as childish as our children, because you in situations when you're dealing with a child, you don't go tit for tat with a child. You don't back and forth with a child. You try to get that child and you try to understand the circumstances at hand. I never been a back and forth type. When my nieces and nephews talk crazy to me, you think I'm a back and forth with them? I'm not gonna back and forth with you. You're a child. I'm gonna say what I say and mean what I say, and that's gonna be that on that. I'm not gonna try to knock you down off your pedestal or make you feel small like you trying to do me. That's not who I am. And a lot of times in situations, these grown-ups, they haven't learned yet. They haven't picked up or grasped onto the information that they need, the adequate information that they need to do their job. Because if you're supervising a bunch of teenagers, you know that these teenagers can get a little wild when they with each other. They can do and say certain things that they shouldn't say when they with each other. We all know that. We all know that. However, in those situations, you don't engage in those situations. You take yourself out the situation and see it as if you was an authority figure. Like, you look at the situation in a totally different way. You don't just engage yourself in the situation going back and forth with these children, because at the end of the day, they are still children. And if you allow a child to be a child, they're gonna behave like a child, meaning they haven't yet understood the concepts of keeping it cool, keeping your mouth shut. You don't have to, indulge in every argument that comes your way. You don't have to be in every situation that comes your way. You can literally step back and, do what you need to do in order to keep your sanity, to keep your dignity. Because when you argue with somebody, the people on the outside looking in, they don't know who's the fool. So keep it cute. And I teach my daughter that. However, you got these adults that's not equipped with this information. And much as you think you say, hey, you need this, and you need this, you need to do this, it don't work like that. It don't work like this. And a lot of these people with these degrees, and I'm knocking nobody for going to school, taking care of their business. Nobody. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just saying, like, a lot of these people got these degrees out here, and they got them because they was able to get them. You could pass a whole semester just from Google. And I'm just saying. So basically, what I'm saying is nobody's learning anything anymore. Everybody is living this fast-paced life. Everybody's putting things in perspective from Google-wise. Ain't nobody took the time out to actually study the information to know what they need to know. So in situations where you're supposed to carry out a situation in a different manner, in a different way, it's not working. It's not happening like that these days, because ain't nobody educated themselves. Ain't nobody did the work. Everybody's programmed to do what they was told to do as a child. A lot of these people that's grown up, they grown up with age. However, the maturity level is not there yet. It haven't grasped it yet. It haven't did what it needed to do yet. Although you 50, 60, although you getting up there to age, but you still, mimicking kids. You still doing what kids do. You still tolerating things that kids tolerate. When you get to a certain age, certain things shouldn't rattle you. Certain things shouldn't bother you. You should be at a mature enough age to have enough confidence in yourself to know that you don't have to react to everything. So I'm saying that to say this. It's a lot of these adults out here in our children's lives that's not really adults. And we send our kids to these schools and these workplaces and to these activities and things, and hoping that they, are around positive, supportive people, just to find out that they worse off than your teenager child is. They haven't thought about nothing no more than your teenage daughter have. And we not understanding, like, where are you getting all these things from? Why is these things like these? Like, at work, my daughter, her supervisor, not bashing nobody. However, she come up to my daughter come in. I said, make sure when you go into somewhere, you go in there and if don't nobody even speak back to you, you speak good morning. So you go in with a good vibe. You don't have to chop nothing up with them later on throughout the day. You don't have to say bye, none of that. But when you walk in, you can say you can say good morning, just to make sure that you doing what you gotta do. And my daughter she says good morning, and she act like she don't even hear her or see her. And she said when her other co-workers walk in, teens like her, hey, anybody can notice that. Anybody notice when things are not going right. Anybody can notice that. So yeah. And my daughter said she'll come in there later on and be like, what's up, shawty? I'm like if you knocking on 45, 50, however old you are, if you're in position to be in management, you don't walk up to your coworkers, your young coworkers, with that type of mentality. You don't walk up to your coworkers to your employees saying that, what's up, shawty, to a 17-year-old young lady. Like, shawty, what does that mean? They give her the leeway to not respect you, for one thing. They give her the leeway to do what she feel like she want to do. Give her the leeway to whatever it is, what it is. She just like me. She this, that, and the other. They let her know that you're on her level. So when these children start to react like you're reacting, you don't like that. You don't understand where it come from. But you setting the tone for yourself when you doing those things. You setting the tone for yourself in situations like that when you behave to children like that. You think if I had some girlfriends, look, you think when I start up my girl group that I'm gonna be like, what's up, bruh? What's up, shawty? What's up, little mama? Because now I'm not gonna say all those things, because at this point you think I'm on your level. I'm not trying to be on your level. I'm trying to elevate you. I'm trying to get you to a place where you don't have to behave like that. You don't answer to things like that. You don't react to that type of mentality, that type of behavior. So people, when y'all out here doing these things to these children, understand that y'all are setting a tone for them to treat you a certain way. If you come up to a child with respect, they're going to respect you every time they see you. But if you come up to a child acting as if you're their friend or doing something or whatever the case may be, as if you like hip to the game and you cool because I still want to be young, all that type of stuff. If you go up to a child acting like that, guess what that child gonna do? She gonna act like that too towards you. She gonna feel like that she have a friend in you. And a lot of times, we ain't trying to be friendly little young girls. We trying to inspire them to be better. But when you act like that, that tells you where you come from, what your childhood was like, what you was raised like, how you were. And I'm not talking about materialistic things, guys. I'm talking about mentalities, your mindset, your thought process, the way you carry yourself, the way you do things. You can't keep blaming your childhood, but that's where it comes from. It comes from never knowing different. It's a program. So you was programmed this way from this far up, and you still in the same predicament you're always been in. So that leads to, you reacting like that in your reality. It becomes your reality, and you never change. You never thought about changing. But people, you don't have to stay like your past. You don't have to stay like the child you was growing up. You got to go in and change some things, fix some things, adjust some things to your lifestyle now. You can't keep staying in the same situation you're already been in. You have to literally take it in and adjust situations where they need adjustment in and be a better person. If y'all want greater from these young teens, you have to give them something to be great for. If you sit around and make yourself feel as if whatever, I can talk to her any kind of way, I can do anything to her, I can this or him, that teen not gonna respect you as a person, because They know who you are. You didn't taught them who you are, and now you want to change it. Now you want it to be different. But you done molded this child into this situation, especially in your presence anyways. You done molded this child to be a certain way. So what I'm saying to say this, guys, be mindful of the adults that y'all have y'all children around. It's not just children. It's adults that's engaging in children activities just so they can feel young again. It's okay to want to stay a child at heart, but grow up mentally. Grow up mentally. Because I can look like a little girl for the rest of my life, but mentally I'm there. Mentally I'm growing. And mentally I'm still, growing. So when you're in situations like that, you got to think about, my child be with this person all day. What is they learning? The people your children hang around is very important. And I know it's hard for us to stop, all the danger that our children might get in and all the situation that our children might encounter. Of course, we want to stop that. However, it's hard to do when your children growing up. They got to go certain places, be certain places, do certain things, be with certain people. And it's kind of difficult, but I just want to say that, guys, there's a lot of adults out here that haven't grown up yet. There's a lot of adults out here that's right in front of their children. They see somebody and they just start talking about them, tearing them down, saying bad things, or whatever the case may be. That child right behind them mimicking everything that they're doing, saying everything that they're saying in situations that they're in. And the person that's causing all this and allowing their person to witness is the children's parents. Most of the time it's the children parents that's introducing them to certain things, how to be a certain way. I hear a lot of young girls just talk bad about other girls, and then when you sit around their mom or whatever and the people that they associate with every day, you say, okay, I see where you get it from. You sit around and point fingers at everybody else, and you ain't got yourself together yourself. And that's what a lot of things going around. People that's don't have themselves together themselves is the ones that's causing these issues in these other teens' lives, because is what within themselves. Because you ain't teaching nothing. You can't teach nothing you don't know. If you don't know that you shouldn't do certain things in certain situations with children, then the child won't know either. The child gonna pick up your same bad behavior. So, guys, be mindful of who you allow your children to be around. Everybody is not capable of, giving your children the best outlook when you're not around. Everybody's not capable of doing it. And a lot of situations where, I know I've been all over the place, guys, but a lot of situations where older people get involved with young people and then put the blame on the young person because they don't think the young person is mentally equipped to dissect the things that's happening and things that's going on. But a lot of these teenagers are smart enough to dissect the information that you're giving them. And my daughter is one of them, because she'll break a situation down just like I would at her age right now. But that's because she's seeing everything that I do. She watch everything that I do, whether if she doing it the right thing at this time in her life or not. She see what she's supposed to do. And that's all I can do, is make sure I be a role model to my child that's watching me on a day-to-day basis. And a lot of parents is not being role models to their children. They're not dating the type of men that their daughter can look up to. Therefore they're not showing their daughter that there are good men out there. And then their daughter wound up in a situation where they're not with good men. And it's just repetition. That's just the way it goes. If the mama allowed the guy to treat her like dog crap, that's exactly what the child gonna allow her boyfriend to treat her, and she still stay, because that's what she see. That's what she know. That's what she, in the mix of. That's what she, introduced to. So when things transpire in her life like that, That's where she get it from. And that's why I said some people haven't grown from their childhood traumas, and they brought themselves up to think about just that, their childhood drama, the drama that, you know, kept them like they are, and still to this day they haven't did the work to become a better individual. And it's hurting our young teens out here. So it's important for us to, you know, pay attention to the things that's going on in our teenage girls' lives, because, well, not teenage all together, but our teenage girls really, really need, you know, to focus. And it's a lot of times that the people they're around is not helping them focus. So I just wanted to bring that message, guys, so it can be aware to some of you parents that's, you know, sending your children off with adults and hoping that they getting like great role model, great ideals and things from the person that they're with, because a lot of time they're not. A lot of time the person that's over them hasn't grown, hasn't healed, or hasn't took the time out to fix herself. So your child dealing with that person every day, it can really, really rub off on them in the wrong way. So if you can resonate with this message, take what resonates, leave what don't, but be mindful of those people that just say, that's who we are, that's just who I am. No, I ain't no this just who I am, because you ain't just gonna treat me and do me any kind of way. So get away from around them people that's just who I am. And I'm gonna let you guys go. It's Kosha.